Good morning, everyone. Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am live this morning. It's Tuesday morning, which is not my regular live morning. And I totally forgot to post and tell you guys I was going live this morning. So hopefully people join me. Otherwise, I guess you guys will catch this on the replay, maybe on Wednesday morning. The reason I'm going live this morning is because tomorrow I am actually going into work for the first time for all summer. And I'm going in on my normal day off. Go figure. So, sorry. So I won't be going live tomorrow morning. I will post photographs of today's card. And if you're watching this on Wednesday morning, hello, and I hope you had a great Tuesday. This information still applies. The card I'm making today is a Hippest Hippos card because today and tomorrow are the final 2 days of Sale-a-bration. We've had 2 incredible months of Sale-a-bration. Lots of great freebies. Stampin' Up! Refreshed it on August 1st and added in like those awesome little craft boxes and silver foil paper and all sorts of great things, which you can see all of that on the website. Oh, good morning. So today I'm going to create a fun fold card using the Hippest Hippos. So I'm going to switch you over to my desktop and show you those. So here we have it. These are actually 2 Sale-a-bration items. You can earn each of these separately with a $60 order or both of them with a $120 order. So it's the Hippest Hippos stamp set, which I featured right at the beginning of Sale-a-bration. And so I'm kind of circling back to it now. They're just so adorable. But even better are these amazing dies. So you can cut out the 3 hippos, but then you can throw them into a little boat with a propeller. You can put some grass around them, put a party hat on them, a little umbrella, a goggle and snorkels, sunglasses, and then some little flowers and hearts to decorate and everything in the sweet little bucket. So it's like these dies are so much fun for adding a little something extra to your card. All right, so I'm going to put both of these off to the side so that we can grab our paper and start crafting. Now I'm actually using a 3rd Sale-a-bration item actually in today's card, which is the silver and gold foil paper. So you get 4 sheets of silver polka dots, 4 sheets of gold polka dots, 4 sheets of silver stripes, and 4 sheets of gold stripes. And I've used this stuff a lot. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so you're going to love today's card if you like the hippos. So I have got an interesting color combo today. I don't know, it just really screams summer to me. I have, hi Cynthia, I have Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Pool Party, and then that silver and white paper and some white and some vellum. So that's what we're going to be using for today's card. So let's start with our base layers. These ones are kind of the simplest layers. They're kind of standard. So I have a piece of Calypso Coral that's 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And so now look at me. I'm going to grab my bone folder and actually use it. Stop wrecking your nails, Leah. All right, there we go. So that's our card base. I'm going to throw in right now, before I forget, a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white on the inside so that I have somewhere to write on the inside of my card because it's kind of weird writing on a Calypso Coral inside. Okay, so oh, Cynthia, I'm so glad you've been using them. I absolutely adore them. I'm kind of a sucker for any cute animals, but the dies that come with the hippos make them even better than most of the cute animals. All right, so there is our Calypso Coral card base. Now, I'll let you know, this card design is actually one that I learned just on Sunday afternoon at my team meeting. So as part of Stampin' Up, I'm part of a team. I've actually got my own team as well as my upline has a team. And so we meet once a month with my team, once a month with my upline's team, and do some awesome crafting and share ideas, and just have a great time. So this was a fold that I learned on Sunday at one of those meetings. So now I've just taken a piece of 3x4 designer series paper and glued it onto a piece of crushed curry that's 4x5 1/4. So just the same as our regular insert. And I'm going to glue that straight down to my card front. Don't those colors look good together? Oh, I love it. So anyways, as I was saying about my team meeting, so this one is kind of neat because we're actually making 2 cards in one. We're going to have this card that we're creating where we can do a little message, and then we're going to create a little gift card holder to go on the front that's going to have our little design. So if you've ever wanted to be a part of an amazing crafting community, now is a great time to actually join. Well, all the time is a great time to join Stampin' Up. It's $135. You get to choose the product. And then that gets you a 20% discount on all of your future purchases. And it gets you to be part of my team and my uplines team, which is pretty awesome. And right now we also have this gorgeous planner. Good morning, Gail. Here, I'll just grab mine. We have this gorgeous planner that you get in addition to all your goodies. You also get a free paper pumpkin. And then as part of my team, you also get my crafty tutorial that I send out. I give that to my team members for free every month. So it's, usually 30 or more projects. So it's this beautiful planner. And you get all these pages. So you can only fit, I don't know, I think I put 6 months worth of pages in at a time, but you actually get 18 months worth of pages. So it finishes off 2022 and then will cover you for all of 2023. And what I love is that the pages are blank for the most part. So you do get your actual 2022 August calendar pages, but then the actual weekly pages, you can see these ones are blank. I was on holidays in August. So you get these weekly ones where you can work and do your planning and everything. So I use mine for my business, but you can use it for personal stuff or whatever. Hi, Kathy. So yeah, just, a great reason to join right now. And that deal goes away at the end of August 31st when Sale-a-bration ends, because that was kind of like a Sale-a-bration special. All right. So for anybody just joining, I've just created a Calypso Coral card base that has a crushed curry and designer series paper layer on it. This piece was 3x4 inches. We threw a piece of white on the inside to write on, and now we're going to get busy working on the gift card holder and the fun decorated part. So I am actually going to have to measure this to tell you, because the measurements for this front piece are a little bit unusual. So they are 3 by 5/8 by 9 3/4, scored at 4 7/8. So like I said, a little bit unusual. And then, don't use my thumbs, use my bone folder. There we go. So this is going to go right on the front, and this is going to be our gift card holder flap. Okay, and then that will open up. So before we glue that down, we're going to get the gift card holder piece in there. So I've got this piece. This one I think is a little bit more normal. Yeah, it's 7 by 3.5 and then scored at 2 1/4. So we've got that little score line right there. And I'm going to use my bone folder, being good to my nails. There we go. And we're going to put some tear and tape inside on that little flap. There we go. So just like that. And pop this one over here. So I love tear and tape because you can literally just hold it up to what you want to attach it to, tear it where you want it, and then you peel that backing off. I got mine a little too long, so I'm just going to fold that in. There we go. The trick to peeling the backing off this is to make sure it's really adhered to your project. All right, and then I'm just folding that closed. Now what that's done is, let's say I have a gift card here, is it's created a little pocket for us to put our gift card into. So now this can go inside our card. and we can have that little gift card there. Now I want to decorate this a little bit, so I've got a tiny piece. It's 2 inches by 3 1/4 of the polka dot silver foil designer series paper. Oh, come on. And we're just going to glue that straight onto the front. Now you could add a pop of color to this by using your blending brushes and coloring it. I really want to keep that white and silver crispness going with these fun, bright summer colors. My bumper looks like mine. I've been using mine to put my ink in refills. Oh, I know. I spread my ink around with it. I do all sorts of crazy things with it. It's pretty bad. Oh, actually, before I put away my glue, now that we've got that created, we're going to open up our little pool party envelope here. Only had 1 coffee this morning, and apparently I need more. I've been trying to wake up earlier to get ready for back to school. It has not been working out well. All right, so now this piece fits quite snugly. In fact, it almost goes right up to the very, very top. There we go. Very, very thin border. You could cut it down a tiny bit and still have your gift card fit, but not too much. You want to make sure your gift card's still going to fit. All right, so now that that is done, I can actually take this and glue it to my card front. We're just going to slowly build this guy up from the bottom. So let's grab our Calypso Coral layers and make sure you glue this guy on so he opens the right way. I've done that a few times. Whoops. All right, so now these both open like this. So you really could design this card as a sideways card or as an up and down card. So they open it up, have their little gift card there, open it up, have a little message from you. So it's a really neat design. I really am loving this. I'm going to set that to the side. We're going to bring in another layer. So this one is 3 1/2 by 4 5/8. So a little bit of an unusual size. And so this is kind of going to be our main base for the front of our card. I am going to start by tying a piece of pool party sheer ribbon around the top of it. Now, for those of you who are a little shy with stamping on things that are glued down, maybe you want to do your stamping first. You can decide after you see what I'm about to do. I like to have my ribbon in place so I can see where I want my sentiment. I find that's easier, and I'm not worried about having to start over again if I mess it up. If I do mess it up, I'll show you a little trick on how to fix it. Okay, so here we go. We'll get our little bow tied. If my fingers will work this morning. Come on. Oh, they're not wanting to work this morning. I can feel the weather changing. Our hot summer is going away. My hands have been so much pain the last few mornings with this cooler weather. So there we go. All right, they're going to cooperate now. Good. All right. So that is almost done. You got to kind of tell the ribbon who's boss and make it do exactly what you want. And if mine keeps kind of rolling forward, what I might do after I've done my stamping is put a little, there's a little mark on my paper. So I'm going to show you. Let's pretend I stamped here and I messed it up because I have this weird mark on there. You're just going to take your piece of paper, bend it a little bit so it creates like a little boat, and twist your ribbon around to the other side. Because every paper has 2 sides. So if you mess up your stamping, that's what you're going to do. I'm doing it because, I don't know, I got something on my paper. It's weird. Okay. So now I'm going to grab a piece of vellum. There we go. And my Label Me Lovely punch. I had to start actually writing on my things with Sharpie, so that I can remember what they're called, because all this alliteration and everything, it just tongue ties me. All right. So with that little piece of vellum, I'm just going to use it as a placeholder while I come on in here and do, I'm just going to move that over a tiny bit. I'm going to use it as a placeholder to see where I want to stamp my words. And I'm using the words, "Aw, you really are the best." So I'm going to grab that black ink, and Memento black. Make sure it's really inked, so I'm looking at it to make sure it's all inked up, and then I'm going to stamp that right there. So that's done. While I have my black ink out, let's grab our hippo, and I'm using the little guy holding the flower. I think he's my favorite. Okay, so I put him onto a way too big piece of paper just because it was the scrap that I happened to have lying around. So now I'm going to put away my black ink because I am the klutz who will drop the finished card into the ink otherwise. It's a true story. All right, and we're going to color this guy. So I'm going to actually start with the flower in the center, and I'm using my Calypso Coral blend. So we're tying that background into our forefront now. That was the dark Calypso Coral with the fine point tip, and then I'm going to use the fine point tip of my light Calypso Coral, and I'm going to color all those little fingernails, toenails. There we go. And then I'm going to use the wider end of my light Calypso Coral to put a dash of color on the ears and a dash of color on the cheeks. Okay, so now we've used both our light and our dark Calypso Coral Stampin' blends. And next up is going to be our dark Smoky Slate. And I'm going to use the wider tip for this. And I'm going to color in the ear. There we go. And very carefully around the eye. You may even want to use the finer tip for that. It's up to you. I like to use a gentle touch with my paintbrush tips anyways. That way I don't kind of fray them and wear them out. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to come down and do all the body. And so I'm starting with just like a quick layer, and I'm kind of doing like the outline before I color inside. And when I do color inside, I color in a circular motion. There we go. But near those edges, I like to kind of go straight. There we go. And so you just need a really light application. So you don't want this to kind of start bleeding out the edges. There we go. Now with that dark all done, I am going to go back in and just add a bit more color down one side, along the belly line there. Maybe that whole leg, actually. Okay, so just like that. And a little bit more here up along the top. All right, now that is going to start to blend together. So we'll just give that a few minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to grab my light Smoky Slate, and I'm going to color in the whole belly. There we go. And again, I'm also going to come along and do some light touches there. Okay. And use the light to just do a little bit of blending on there as well. All right, now when I do the face, I am going to color. So I'm going to do the whole outside edge and around the flower. Then I am going to color over top of those rosy little cheeks. Okay, it's not going to disappear. It's just going to make it quite soft. So that it's not like these big pink dots. Okay, so that's our dark and light Smoky Slate. And then finally, I'm going to use the fine tip of our dark Pool Party to color the leaf and the stem, because that green pool party will show through. All right, so that's our little guy, all colored. I'll bring him up so you can have a closer look at him and get you some better lighting there as well. And there we go. So isn't he sweet? So we're going to cut him out now using our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and those fabulous dies. Now, if you don't have the dies, that's fine. He's not too hard to fussy cut, but I do happen to have the dies, so we are going to use them. So pop him on here, put this little guy around him, and I like that it gives actually a pretty close cut. Some of our die cuts are a bit of a wider cut. This one's actually fairly close. There we go. And before I put away the machine, I am also going to grab the little flowers from our die cuts and some Calypso coral paper. And I'm going to run this through twice to create 2 sets of flowers because these come in a little 2-pack. Oh, thanks, Cynthia. He is so sweet. All right, pop that out. And one more. So I'm really only looking to get 3 flowers, but they come 2 at a time. So I just save my extras, and then, you know, I have all these cute little flowers ready to pop onto a project. Just sitting on the corner of my desk. So it's quite nice that way. All right. And they're fun. They remind me, they're like, I don't know, they're 1970s, like the flowers you'd find on the bottom of the bathtub. Those stickers that your mom used to put down, and I don't know. That's what they remind me of. All right, so with the little flowers created, we'll set those to the side, put away these dies. There we go. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back of our little guy now. There we go. And I'm going to put, no. I'm not going to put them on my desk. I'm going to put them onto this little piece of vellum that we punched out. Okay, so now on that little piece of vellum, I'm going to flip them over, and I'm going to put more dimensionals right on top of where I can see my other dimensionals. That way I don't end up being able to see my adhesive showing through. All right, and then pop this down right there. All right, so we're just about finished. Last thing is to add our flowers. You can use mini glue dots for this, or you can use liquid glue. I personally like to use liquid glue. I don't know, it's just a thing with me. I like the liquid glue. So I put those little dots there, and then I'm going to pop down my flowers there. And kind of like it because if I put it down with liquid glue and I don't like the orientation of the flower, I can just twist it. It's not stuck in place. Okay, so there we go. And an extra flower up there. Now I'm going to take this layer and glue it to our card front. So we've got that. And I'm just putting liquid glue on the back everywhere except for where that ribbon is. Oh, now I've buried my card. Here we go. Bring that out. This is our top layer. Finally got to the top layer. There we go. All right. And our last step to this card is to add an embellishment. And what I am using as an embellishment on this card are the fine sparkle adhesive back gems. So these come in Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Pacific Point, and Pool Party. So you can kind of see where my color combo came from. And I'm just going to use these small Crushed Curry dots and use those in the centers of our flowers. There we go. And voila, we are finished our card. So that is our fun fold using our Hippest Hippos stamp set and dies, as well as the silver and gold foil to create that cute little pocket for a gift card, and then a lovely spot to write. Now, if you're not the kind of person who loves to write big messages, you could also, instead of creating the folded background, you could simply do a 4 by 5¼ base and just put your gift card holder on the front of it and not worry about the other layer. But I tend to, if it's somebody I'm giving a gift card to, I tend to, have a few words to say to them. So that is today's card using a whole bunch of Sale-a-bration products. But remember, we have so many other things on offering. The gorgeous aspen dies that coordinate with the Perched in a Tree stamp set. There's, I don't even have them open. It's a beautiful, beautiful circle with some birch trees in it. So those are one of our free Sale-a-bration items. We've got designer series paper that matches up with the Ringed with Nature stamp set. The craft boxes that I've been using all week. Silver foil paper. Like, just so many Sale-a-bration items are available to kind of meet whatever you are interested in. So thank you so much for joining me. And this video is in place of my regular Wednesday morning Facebook Live. I will be back to doing Wednesday mornings next week when school starts, because it's my day off work. Looking forward to having a quiet house when the teenagers finally go back to school. Yay. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, lots of layers on this card for sure. But layers are fun. It allows you to bring in a lot of colors. So yeah, you guys have a great week. And remember, you've got 2 days left for Sale-a-bration. So if there's anything you were still wanting from that Sale-a-bration offering, now is the time to get it. If you're thinking, oh, well, I've kind of bought the other things that I was really interested in, I always use this time to stock up on my adhesives, my envelopes, my white cardstock, and of course my paper pumpkin. I always get my year-long subscription to Paper Pumpkin at this time of year so that I can earn a ton of goodies with it. Oh, you're very welcome, Cynthia. Have a great day. All right. Bye, everyone.